Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. Here is an issue that we see fairly regularly, and you hear about it a lot from customers. Hey, ever since you worked on my car, it does this. Ever since you did this, it does this. And they correlate the fact that there's a problem with the car, and well, you must have done something or missed something or whatever. That's, kind of logical sometimes, but most of the time it's a complete coincidence. Either, number one, it had the problem to begin with, and after you fixed the first problem that was covering it up, now you can see this one. Or, just a complete coincidence, it started happening after it was worked on. And you correlate that because it happened at the same time. I'm gonna show you something. Never mind the fact that this is cut off. Did that to get it out there so you could put a solid socket on there and break it loose. Here was the problem. So that black spot, it wore a hole in the outer casing, then wore a hole through the insulation and was rubbing up against a piece of metal. Now, this happened to the customer. We did not work on this vehicle. We had never seen it before. He came in asking, hey, I'm going to have you diagnose, I think I screwed up. He put spark plugs in his truck. It's a naturally aspirated 3.5 Ford F-150. And he said, well, I put plugs in it, and then I had a code. It was mass airflow sensor code. He cleaned the mass airflow sensor, and he drove it, and it came up with an air fuel ratio sensor code. He pulled the intake back off of it. You have to pull the intake to do the plugs on the naturally aspirated 3.5. So he's had that intake off twice, looking to see if he cracked it. It's a plastic intake. There are no cracks in it. He cannot find any folded gaskets. It's just, silicone bead gasket. And he can't find anything wrong that he did. He's double checked himself a couple times. He came up here, we checked it, air fuel ratio sensor, okay. But it was dead. Well, it had a blown fuse. The blown fuse was because it shorted out. Get down there and find the wire rubbing up against the heat shield. That's 3 feet away from where he was. He wasn't really messing around with the wiring harness, and it took some time to wear through that casing. He didn't cause that. He was in here, he just paid his bill, picked it up, and he said, I think I know better than to work on my own again. I won't do that. I said, you didn't cause that. Are you sure? I said, yeah, you didn't cause this problem. It just picked that time to happen to you. It took time to wear through that, and this happened immediately after he did the plugs. It had to check engine light on before he did the plugs. That's why he did them. It had a random misfire. So that's why he was doing that. How many codes were in it? He doesn't know. He had unhooked the battery to get rid of the codes. So it might have had an air fuel ratio sensor code in it. Just because it has been touched doesn't mean that that is the problem that caused the problem that you have, even when you're the one doing it. You look at it, double check yourself, make sure. Mechanics, if somebody comes back and say, ever since you, they're immediately on edge, the mechanic is. The good ones do want to double check themselves, make sure they didn't cause a problem, but more often than not, they didn't. Everything has to pick a time to fail. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.